Hey guys, I'm going to try to give you guys an overview of my opinion of Montenegro as a place to live, But first, I'm going to show you guys this building here. It's kind of an interesting looking. It almost looks like a spaceship. It's like an old modernist shopping center here. And it's got an idea at the center of the area there. You've got a store that sells Chinese products. And then you've got some clothing stores, but it almost looks like one of those Frank Lloyd Wright or like Le Corbusier. I don't know, maybe it is, buildings that they would have, like say in the 1950s or the 1960s or something like that. Very modernist, strange looking, kind of bizarre, building there. And this is basically almost the center of town here. And I mean, it's a little bit busy now, but it's now October 2021, and I personally view this. It's all right. This is Bar Montenegro, so it's a little bit quiet for me. I mean, if you're a foreigner, you probably are an expat or a digital nomad like I am, then you probably want to live in some place that has some social life, But as I said, it's kind of shutting down for the season. Like there's not that many. There's a few tourists here. But now where I live in a place called Sudamore. That's where I'm staying now. It is totally shut down, and there's hardly anything open. So I had to actually come over here to buy food. And the good news about that is I'm leaving to go to Albania, Tirana, Albania, Tuesday. So I've got two days left here, and that will be it for me. But thing about Montenegro, it's such a small country. There's 620,000 people that live here, and there's not a lot of high-end stores. If I wanted to buy a new backpack for myself, it's kind of hard to. You might have to leave the country to find that, or go back to Belgrade. And I kind of saw that. Oh, there's no bicycle. So where I was living before, there's no bicycle shop. So I had to take my bike on the bus to go get it fixed over here at Bar, right? So there's kind of some small towns around. Podgorica, which is the capital, is a little bit bigger, but even that town, it's only about 100,000 people that live there. So it's not anything close to Belgrade or Bangkok or New York City. So for me, I have a preference for Belgrade, Serbia. And the reason for that is that it's kind of big enough to be civilized, and it's got about 2 million people, and it's also very affordable. So it's about the same price as you would find over here in Montenegro, right? If you're coming here for summer, right? I got a budget type room here in Montenegro at the coast, towards the end of the season, and it was about the same as getting one in the center of the city in Belgrade. So same, less amenities, same price, and the same for food. It's actually got similar food to a place like Belgrade. So it's kind of like, they were the same country until 2006, right? So there was a vote to separate from Serbia. The UN recognized the vote and the decision to say, okay, Serbia, you lost Montenegro. So, it used to be that Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, and Slovenia were in the same country, right? So now they're split up. And now you have this thing with Kosovo, which is mostly, it's like 90% Albanians or something like that. So Albania they have a pretty strong influence over here, especially in Olsenj. So I was in Olsenj, so I stayed where I actually stayed. I went to Budva for a couple of days, one day. And then I was in Sutomor, and I've been in Bar a while. And then I was in Olsenj, and I was in Adabahana. So I've been up and down the coast. But I actually didn't get to Tivat or Podgorica. I just drove through Podgorica. So what the plan is for me, Tirana is actually a bigger city. I think it's like 1 million people there. So I might, look for purchase some things there. So it'll be interesting to see. It's about the same price. It might even be a little bit more expensive than this place. But yeah, Montenegro's, it's a little bit poor, it's on the poor side, the people. And you got the stray dogs, and you got the problem with no sidewalks, some of the roads, as a pedestrian, you'll notice that some of the roads in Montenegro, because it's so mountainous, that they don't have a place to cycle, ride your bicycle, or walk along the street. You're literally either going in the road, or you're getting a ride from a taxi, or you're walking, along up underneath the road there, or go to the beach, So they don't have a lot of room. You can see the mountains straight ahead of me here. And Bar, Montenegro, this town is okay. It's, but I suspect probably what's going to happen in the next month or two, it's probably, a lot of people are probably going to be leaving. Once the season is over. And the same for places like Olsenj, So it might be kind of a drag to come here during the winter. But, I do like Bar. You can see it's got mountains on all sides of it. It's like might be 2 miles across. And then on all 3 sides, you have mountains around the city. So you can go a certain, distance until you hit these sides of these hills here. So you got this big church here in the center. And then you've got sports arena over there. And you got various hotels and apartment buildings here. You've got, back there, you got a little hospital. I actually went into that hospital and see if I can't get the coronavirus vaccination, and they wouldn't give it to me because I'm not a resident. So, was not able to get that. So I may try again in Albania. So here's one tip for you. The stores, like the grocery stores, if you want to buy food on Sunday, you can't actually go to a grocery store because they're closed, right? So the only places that are open are gas stations. Like if I want to go and grab a beer or a Coke, got to go over there. But you have a nice walk. In Bar, you have a nice walk along the boardwalk here at the beach. You got some city streets where you can take a ride around. But some towns don't have that. And where I'm in Sutomor, there's no, it's not really a bike lane or sidewalk to walk on. It's just, you have to walk in the street. So yeah, in some ways, I would put this behind Cambodia, because Cambodia, it's big enough to have, stores, There's some places that you've got a high-end mall there for shopping, you've got hospitals, so it's big enough to have some, civilization there. All right, I'm going to catch you guys back in Sutomor, and I will, of course, be filming another video in Albania. as well.